One, two, three. So I had a strange idea of writing terrible stories, and I don't know what I will say or what I will write. Some random emotions might lead there. But what we're talking about is orienting, orienting in remote when working remotely. So when we work in an office, when we have a shared space where we can periodically mingle, we have a lot of machinery developed evolutionary um, that we can simply reuse. And people have been rediscovering that they might need to reuse this machinery to communicate uh, on the emotional level and to create a safe emotional space for themselves and to basically to toss a ball. So when we are working alone, we are like maybe a player who trains and does with the ball whatever he does. Crazy things. He might be going very fast through the motions. He might be practicing some moves. But when he plays in a team, he has a different goal. He doesn't need to like a boxer just punching the bag. He has to switch into this social mode where uh, his goal is not to just bounce the ball as soon as he can, but to pass it and have a certain rhythm in that passing the ball around. Uh, and this is partly where I can with this idea of the map because people who are used to work alone they often wander away and work on something nobody else uh, catches up with. And why would they do this? There might be some performance metrics they follow, like doing things faster, which might be embedded in our culture, but we are also missing an important component here of there is no longer a team, just different people doing different things, and nobody has an idea what's going on with another person. Well, we have some ideas, but we do not synchronize them, so our idea might be very different from reality. So part of this ball tossing in good teams is synchronization, right? Uh, so I want to uh, the first idea that I had was to draw a map in order to visually see where we can structure the project into different spaces, different rooms, and to see where people are. And this already might improve the visibility and might solve some of the problems we see. And by the way, uh, this is me thinking in general. I'm interested for a long time now. I was interested in this uh, difference between online and offline communication between teams, and this is something that is logical for me to talk about and to think about. So GAN here, the GAN database that we are working with is simply a useful example, useful space to explore these subjects, right? So GAN, uh, and I'm not going to work with the map, but I want to try and um, copy it into the document, and maybe we'll have something working, some working map of what's going on later. So simulation is not defined. Simulation is our input. Can I place simulation? Yeah, this is something. So other loadings from somewhere. Okay, I give up. This is gone. Actually, the data looks like the data is here. So why do they need the simulation? Simulation nodes on ticked. Listen tick events to render nodes so that let's try to just remove the simulation. And I hate how they didn't rebind the home and end buttons. I'm using home and end buttons all the time, and the editor that doesn't rebind them. It's kind of flow chart. Go with the flow. So where are they getting D3? So I've been looking at the results instead of looking at the source. Also, I don't like the idea of all over the place. Leaving implementation all over the place. For now, because it's going to be document with sections and unexpected keyword const. What the fuck? So maybe. Okay, this is running past my time frame. If you want to help with this, go here I will leave a link. So basically, my second idea that I've just discovered uh, 20 minutes ago maybe, and just ran to stream it, is to write a terrible stories. So maybe this film Rashomon, it's a classic, where they see the same story from four very different angles. Uh, and something that Duhigg, by the way, I know Charles Duhigg by his book The Power of Habit, so I liked to see the article, felt right in home with him. Something he mentions that different people on a team would have their different opinions, and we can correlate the efficacy of a team with how well we are able to understand each other and accept each other. And this reminds me of Rashomon, where there isn't much understanding, maybe, so something to improve on, but still artistic representation of very different rendering renderings. So what I'm going to so when we are writing a terrible story, we are doing a specific rendering, and I think this idea I'd invite anyone to do their own renderings, and this is by the way where we can synchronize, um, where we can start to synchronize. And the second part of this idea is that we write a half of it as a fiction, a terrible fiction, uh, which reminds me again of a Reddit. You enter a dungeon. Let me just find it. With goggle, with glasses. So there is this cool Reddit. I did some stories here. Uh, so people just like in an open role play, people just without any further ado, just create a room, uh, do something in this room, create transitions like your usual tabletop role-playing game with game masters, but uh, instant playing groups, instant playing crews. This is, by the way, what I like about this idea of bounty-based development. We have instant groups. I just create an issue and put a bounty on it, and we have this shared state in the form of GitHub project, and we just can go into it like with these instant stories, and different people can participate. So it's a branching story, like a set-based design maybe. Um, So we will not be writing a full description of a room and what's going on there, but just um, one phrase, like one phrase fiction for every step. And important thing that are um, mapping of reality changes. So we want fresh map. By the way, this is like keep a change log. So in this in gun, we have this change log, keep a change log, and there is this unreleased version. So let's add it to the map here. So there is an unreleased version of the map, which hints that our representation, our special representation of reality should be updating. But we also want to keep a history, and ideally, uh, we would see like a movie, like how people uh, went and conquered a dragon, saved the princess, and went to a tavern to celebrate or something like this. So it's like a posed grayscale graph animation. I don't know if I will find it, but there are. Yeah, so here we see a history um, like a movie, and it starts with a single person, I think, Linus. Mm. So this is automatic, and this is like GitHub commits, which are automatic, kind of automatic, and changelog. It's not an automatic, it's artistic filtering applied to our history and Rashomon rendition of events. So change logs are different, and this visualization of how a map changes is also might be different from automatic rendering of it. But we don't have any such technology right now. I don't have any such technology right now. So what we can do instead is simply have snapshots. So this will be, for example, a snapshot of today from today's. And under the snapshot, we will have a map that will show where people are, and it will have a story, a terrible story that have some elements in plain speak, but also some elements in fiction speak, some fictional rendition of the same information. Why? Just because it gives us a way to draw some wild analogies to express emotional contexts in weird and interesting ways, and it's fun. I was thinking about doing something like that before, maybe, but it was always very boring. So I write a history of the system, and it will be super boring. So when it hit me today that we can write a fictional story for system, it was like a beautiful solution to a long-standing problem. So there was this is a story of two kingdoms. And I think I will write the fictional version first, and maybe I will just leave it at that. So actually, the plain speak is optional, at least for me, because do anybody care what I mean by that? If they care, I don't know. This is one of the problems. This is a story of two kingdoms. Uh, Jabba the Huts and the rebels. So from JavaScript and Rust is the Jabba the Huts and rebels. Uh, mm, it was old and instead, uh, which will call uh, was old and established, and conquered the world, and the rebels were young. much of a real estate profits are they in years in pop- popular popular with the populace? Um, just in case. um, the uh, oft bragged of a lance con- uh, famous let's see. Yeah. So I'm going to wrap up very quick. um, this might be abrupt, but I want to try to go under 30 minutes here, but maybe I'll just leave it at that for now. Uh, but he only hmm, guy put some money and the last fund efforts. Okay, I'm out of time, out of my intended time frame. So what remains is for me maybe to publish this link.